Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We wrap up today's show. I don't want to act like this is the last show ever, I hope, but really gone fast, does it? David, Gene, it goes fast, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. What,
It
Dave,
does.
Dave, what do you say? The fastest hour and a half on radio?
Fastest hour and a half. I had somebody ask me, so what do you do for an hour and a half? I said, you'd be surprised. It's gone before we get started, you know.
I'm pretty organized, and save the best maybe for – no, I can't say that because I always love to talk to Brady Ellison. Anybody that breaks 900 straight targets as an archer is something. But deer hunting is always my passion, and who better to talk about this than somebody with the Quality Deer Management Association. Of course, we got our friend Justin Lawson. He's the regional director for Region 7, which includes Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, and Tennessee. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, Larry. How you doing?
Glad to have you
here
again. And this is the mouthpiece for the organization, right? Is that a title he accepts? And
you'd have to ask him that. Yeah,
I don't know. I think he knows a thing or two about deer.
Yeah,
yeah.
This is a little experience,
and the burn boss himself too. I did read that. So, Kip Adams, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on this morning.
All right. Do you accept all those titles, Kip? We want to make sure.
Well, I do talk a lot for us. I don't know if I'm the mouthpiece of QDMA, but I do a lot of talking for QDMA. I'll say that.
And you are the burn boss, I understand, in Florida. I did see that. So
I did, man. I was. My name was the one in charge, which is a nice way of saying I was the one that was paying the penalty if anything went wrong on a lot of burns.
Well, I know recently you got named to the burn big committee up in your home state of Pennsylvania. So let's talk about this report. I've got some of the press release, the 12th annual whitetail report. It blows me away. I don't know how long it takes you guys to do this. Talk about that, Kip, the preparation for this report.
It takes a long time. We start each fall, do a survey of every single state wildlife agency's deer program. We send them the info. They send it back. Some of them are right back quickly. We chase some of them around a little bit. And once we actually have all the data in hand, it's a couple-month process to get it all input, to analyze it, to start interpreting it, and then write those chapters. So it takes the better part of the fall to make that all happen.
Well, I see on here that the national percentage of yearling bucks, year and a half years old, and the total antlered buck harvest fell to 30%, the lowest ever recorded. Now, that kind of jumps out at me. So talk about that.
Absolutely. We have been monitoring that since 1989, so we have a bunch of data. And at that time, the percentage of yearling bucks, was about 70%.
Yes.
And so it's been a big drop since then. It's a testament to to agencies teaching hunters the benefits of passing young bucks, and to a lot of the hunters just willfully passing them because they want to see a little better age structure and have the opportunity to hunt some older bucks. And man, we're at a very different time than we've ever been before.
Yes, we are.
Hunters are reaping the benefits right now.
And when I look on there, 3.5-year-old older was 37% in 2018, the highest percentage ever. And that lets you know the positive side of this thing. So the overall national buck harvest was 2.9 million in 2018, which was slightly down, but it was within 2% of the total in 2017. And I didn't realize the highest record buck harvest, 3.1 million in 1999. So I kill a lot of does. Okay, that's just me. And getting people who do not kill does to make them kill does, I think we're finally making headway. And I know Dave Gabbert is listening to this on the other end, and the importance. I hate to see 12 does with one buck, okay, because I know that poor old buck is not going to have a really good light. Now, he may think he is, but it's going to wear on him. So, Dave, you heard that growing up in West Tennessee, and know that buck, you always stressed that as an officer too, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, that was the one obstacle we had to get over to the deer hunters, when we got into the age of antlerless hunting.
Yeah.
You know, when you all these years you preach you got to protect the does, protect the does, protect the does, and then you start telling them, well, we're changing steps here. Now you got to start shooting them, and you got these people you've ingrained all this time.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to shoot them. So.
All right. Well, tell me. All right, guys. What state do you think would have the highest total buck harvest? What state do you think? I'm not asking Justin over there. He's got information. I know we're sure not going to ask Kip, but.
Well, you mentioned Pennsylvania.
I would have to say just off that, look at the figures, Pennsylvania or Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Tell them which one was, Kip.
Those are both very good guesses, but just from its sheer size and sheer hunter numbers, Texas always tops the list for total buck.
Oh, yeah, Texas.
508,000. Okay. All right. Now, Michigan killed the most bucks per square mile, 3.7. South Carolina, which has a season that starts a year in advance, it seems like, killed the most bucks per 100 deer hunters at 79. These figures are just amazing. And you even threw in there some safety notes, Kip, which I think is really important. Hunting-related fatalities were down from 68 nationally in 2008 to 55 in 2018, less than 1 in 100,000 deer hunters. And a lot of folks say quality deer management is just in it for the deer itself, but throwing in those safety figures, I, for myself, really appreciate y'all doing that.
Absolutely, and we think it's good. I mean, we're glad to see that's dropping. That's a testament, to agencies' hunter safety programs. And but if we have that in front of hunters to let them know that even one accident is too much, we hope to make them focus a little more and keep that number dropping.
And the figures on these things now, if we're going to let Kip go, he's got to get out, and then we'll talk to Justin a little bit about his territory. But you can get a copy of this. Now, you can go, and I'm going to have this all posted on lroutdoors.com. You can go to qdm.com/2020-whitetail-report/ and get the information, because it's really a comprehensive thing. You with me on that?
Absolutely, and if folks don't get all the flashes, just let them know to go to qdma.com, and they can easily find it from there.
It will be. Now, the printed copy, it's not out yet? I mean...
Printed copies, actually, they're at the printer right now, so as soon as the printed copies are back, folks are welcome to buy them if they'd like, but otherwise... every whitetail report we've ever done is on our website, and that's a free download. So they can go and grab anything for free right off the site.
All right, Kip. Thank you very much for being able to go ahead and get to that meeting, and we'll talk to Justin, and he's taking care of business down here. Okay? All right. Thank you, Kip.
That sounds good. Hey, great talking to you guys this morning.
All right, thank you, buddy. All right, Kip Adams. He is the Director of Conservation, and as you talk about this, Justin, I don't know. The TWRA recently had a meeting back in Tuesday. See, I hate to say, I almost didn't say that I wasn't going to use this on today's show, but CWD was mentioned. Oh. So we're talking about that in your territory. Mm-hmm. We can't get away from it.
Well, my territory actually has expanded a little bit. I cover Kansas now and in southern Illinois.
Oh my goodness! Okay.
So yeah, I've got a pretty big area, but yeah, it seems like it's widespread. I was actually at a wild game supper the other day at Germantown Baptist and talked to some TWRA officials, and they said that I think there were 480 animals that were tested positive or something like that. In the region, and then of course Arkansas's got it, and North Mississippi's got it, and some South, and so I guess it's not a good thing for deer hunters. But what we want to do is make sure deer hunters don't stop deer hunting, and I think that's what a lot of people are doing.
Yeah,
we still need people to harvest deer. Just get them tested. That's what we're doing on our farm down in North Mississippi. We got all our deer tested this year, and all of them came back not detected. So that's the important thing. We want people to keep still hunting. I
know I spoke at Trinity Baptist Wild Game Dinner on Thursday night, and we started out the meeting with a CWD report. From Jeremy Dennison. He's the TWRA, and I know that Dave knows Jeremy, and he's the mouthpiece for the CWD. And, of course, tonight at my church, Bartlett Hills Baptist, we'll have some other conversation on that. But so talk about you've expanded your territory now.
I have. Yeah, they expanded a little bit. Just trying to fill in the gaps where we don't have a presence there or a regional director. So we got an opening in Texas right now. So
they give that to you too.
Yeah, no, I don't want Texas.
Okay, I mean that's 508,000.
That's right.
Bucks,
that's Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma are open right now. We've got applications going in for that. So
and you've been with them how long now?
It'll be 8 years this month.
Wow.
Actually, next week.
Seems like just started.
I know.
I had you
Time
on the
goes
show
by
here.
quick. Yeah. Well, so things are good, though. I mean, our Field to Fork program is really taking off. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's getting these adult hunters that have never hunted, and adults typically are hesitant about asking for help.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to hunting. And so we've
particularly males.
Yeah,
okay.
and we've closed that gap where we can have these adult hunters come in and make it easy for them and make them like, you know what, you don't have to be embarrassed because you've never hunted before. But there are more and more people, 18, I'd say to 65, that haven't ever hunted that are looking for a way to procure their own meat. And these Field to Fork programs have really, really taken off.
And that's all on QDM.com.
QDMA.com.
Yeah, you can go to that and got all the information. Justin, thank you.
Thank you,
taking
Larry.
Time. Always glad to talk to you.
Yep,
of course,
thank you.
Kip doing it. Thank you, Gene Smith.
Yes, sir.
We're going to close with you in just a second. Dave Gabbard, thank you. Go back to the other camp folks and catch some fish on the Lake Martin there for us. And we'll talk to you later. Okay, buddy?
Okay. Y'all have a good, wonderful day. And remember to turn your clock forward tonight.
Yeah, I know it. You keep doing that. Spring forth. I know it. All right. I'm already tired. Okay. All right. Bye, Dave. Bye. Let me tell you about next week's show real quick before we close with a pun. All right. And then I'm going to pun out here. Again, Gary Lester will be on next week's show. He's the owner-handler for the 2020 National Bird Dog Champion Miller Speed Dial, whose call name was?
Joe.
There you go, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe. And, of course, we'll try. Ron's trying to get us the Bassmaster Classic champion on next week's show. We're going to talk a little St. Jude Bass Classic on next week's show, too. Always look forward to that. And, of course, Ron will be back from the Classic, and he'll be in studio with us. And but before we close, real quickly, all right, let's hear the final pun of the day from Joseph Eugene Smith.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This lady kept walking by this pet store in the mall.
In the mall.
And had this parrot sitting out there.
Another parrot story.
Another parrot joke. And the parrot kept saying, "You're fat. You're ugly. You're fat. You're ugly." So she got tired of it one day. She went back and told the manager, said, "Look, my husband is 7'3" and 300 pounds. If you don't shut that parrot up, he's going to come and talk to you." So the owner took the parrot back in the back room and had a little talk with him. So the next day when the lady walked by, she looked over the parrot, and the parrot said, "You know."
Woo. Okay. Thank you, Shelby McCall, for helping us get through this. This is Larry Ray, as I do each and every week. Say it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else?
God bless the USA.